All right, everyone. Good evening and welcome to the AMA. I just want to make sure that people are going to be able to watch this. So let's wait for some people to come in. Shall we? I'll wait a few minutes. And, I kind of just decided to do this impromptu. Let me, if anyone wants to come in, I'm happy to, answer questions since that is what the point of an AMA is. Oh, we already got a like, but no one is asking any questions yet. I can't do an AMA without questions, so while I appreciate the like right now, you're just watching me watch myself on the screen, and oh boy, I also need to shave my once great sideburns are well, they're now just becoming a mess, so it's definitely time. Okay, some people are finally starting to filter in here. It's an Ask Me Anything, panel, so if you have any questions, feel free to ask me anything. Also, I'll take this time to just mention that I do have a Patreon page, so you can go ahead and subscribe on Patreon by going to patreon.com/Whitfield. All right, let's. I wonder what would happen if I share this on Twitter. Of the application, I wonder. Okay, I'm back. I uh, I just had to share this thing on Twitter, so hopefully some more people will tune in. But anyway, yeah, the purpose of tonight's stream is pretty much to do an AMA. So ask me anything, and within reason. So who's the one viewer? Is that you, Jeff? Okay. Oh, this is interesting. Looks like we've got a little. We've got a couple of different filters that we can do here. We can do a documentary filter, which I guess is kind of cool. So I guess my first question is, Okay. Gabe, you say the sound seems low. Let me fix that real quick. Let's try. Yeah, this is really why I use my iPad for streaming purposes. I mean, I'd like to do it more, but hey, I rarely get viewers when I'm not on my actual setup. Go figure. And the standard quality just isn't as good. Let me get my earbuds out here, and oh great, people are coming in right as untangling my earbuds and whatnot. Hang on, people, I'll be with you in just a moment here. In the meantime, feel free to send in your questions. Who invented Cheese Whiz? Well, I thought Brian Eskew invented Cheese Whiz. Right? Let's see. Why do Chihuahuas shiver? Because they're pussy dogs. I don't know. Okay, let's see if this works now. Why do people own Chihuahuas? Good question, Melissa. I have no idea. Because rats are unpopular. Yeah, probably true. Uh, there's only one question everyone wants to know. Also, sorry I exited the stream there real quick. Well, can you guys hear me better? Hey, Jolly. I want to die is not a question, so I guess sorry to hear that, and I hope you don't kill yourself. But if you do, please consider subscribing to my Patreon account before you do. The podcast needs money, so. Yes, Jeff, it works. It works. It works just fine. So. You're running on 1 hour of sleep. You can have all the debt when you're Well, I'm actually, you know, I'm sure if you die, I suppose your debt goes just back to your IRS or your next of kin. So, uh, or something if you have any debts. So, but anyway, I'm currently worth exactly one coin chip. I'll put you in my well. Yeah, well, I'm right now. I'm about worth. You know, I'm pretty much only about worth like, maybe a can of Budweiser, which I'm drinking right now actually. So let's see. Why did Canterbury stop loving us, Sam? Was it something we did? Ah, I've actually talked to Canterbury, and I haven't talked to him, because I guess VoIP or Skype or basically voice calls, whether they be internet or over cellular, don't work where he's at. But he and I have been texting back and forth. Um, he's he hasn't abandoned us. He says that his internet is shitty and he's living up in the mountains. It's in Canada, but from experience living in Colorado for the vast majority of my life growing up, I can attest that unless you live in the city, you're basically once you get up to the mountains. Although I suppose it's improved now with all the potheads and whatnot moving up there to Colorado. I'm sure now the mountains in Colorado have all sorts of cellular towers and internet shit because God forbid the you know the slutty chicks at CU Boulder can't go 10 seconds without posting a photo on Instagram or something like that. Oh, I'm sorry, was that too politically incorrect? But no, in all seriousness, most other places, when you get into the mountains, don't have good, cell reception or internet connection. So, um, you know, so Kenna can't really chat with us, but plus I think he works nights too. But yeah, he's still with us. So, just to answer your question, he hasn't abandoned us. Um, I love the mountains, but they do rape your cell phone. Ah, perfect analogy. Yeah, so do airplanes when they fly over your. I probably shouldn't say this on stream. I live near an airport. Um, and whenever an airplane flies over, it completely messes with my cellular and sometimes mine. In fact, the other day or a few weeks ago when my show stream went out, it was because a commercial airliner flew over and whatnot. So, uh, so So what's going on with you guys? Hey, Kimmy, haven't seen you in a long time. What's you know, I miss you guys in the video chat. Why isn't Jeff a mod? That's a good question. I thought I made Jeff a mod. Okay. Okay, Jeff S is now a mod. Yay. Okay, yeah. So I will say this too. I saw in the danger zone that, you know, well, I won't talk about DC business here, but you guys, let me just say this. There's a new comedian. Well, not new, but basically Nick DiPaolo has a new podcast, and people are subscribing to that now on Patreon. So to answer Brian's question that he asked me a while ago. People are now subscribing to Nick DiPaolo's podcast, which is good. But you know, whew. Here's my question: where is John Neary? He's been MIA for, you know, a couple weeks now. I texted him on WhatsApp a few days ago too, and I haven't, you know, seen him. He be a busy boy. How do you know, Christy? Have you have you been talking to have you been talking to Johnny? And let's see. Just now. In all honesty, Sam always streams when I'm busy. Well, Jeff, you know, that's what Apple Podcasts is for. You can subscribe to the Whitfield Report on iTunes and whatnot. You've seen ones. I mean, yeah, we've all seen Johnny at least, you know, one time. Here's the thing that kind of bums me out. Like, Canna left, and then John kind of carried on the torch for, you know, a bit longer, and then he had to quit. And I understand he's planning a wedding right now, and you know, all that jazz. I'm hoping he'll be back to live stream. Kavanaugh, thumbs up or thumbs down? Thumbs up. I know conservatives that aren't happy with Kavanaugh. And here's the thing, I'm not big into the you know, Supreme Court stuff, but here's my take. You know, anyone who Trump nominates would probably be better than you know, anyone that the thick ankle dog face, as Nick DiPaolo calls, or, you know, Hillary Clinton. Kavanaugh is better than anything that she would pick. What's also funny is even before the nominee got picked, they were saying that this person is little Hitler. So, I guess Thomas is retiring soon. Here's an interesting philosophical question, and I think I've asked this before. But if everyone is literally a Hitler on the right, think about this. If anyone who believes in freedom of speech and, limited government is basically Hitler, well, well then what happens when, someone who actually wants to massacre people in large numbers, what happens when they show up? And here's the scary thing. When the next truly evil person shows up, he or she, we have to be gender equal now and assume that the mass, that the next mass murdering dictator eugenicist, for all we know, they could be female too. But whoever the next, I guess really evil person is, they're not going to be, shouting, and they're not going to be animated like Trump is. They're going to be extremely charismatic and appear to be, looking out for everyone. And, the media will be eating out of their hands, whoever that person will be. I'm not saying, and I'm not even saying anyone, I'm not even thinking of anyone specifically right now. I'm just talking about, hypothetically. Trump obviously is not the, he's literally not Hitler. That's the truth. I mean, I don't even think, here's the thing, Richard Spencer's a neo-Nazi, but do you so he's as close to Hitler as we could probably get right now. But even so, do you guys honestly think that dude has the wherewithal, to actually perform a supposed Holocaust or anything even remotely close to that? No. But, Well, Alyssa brings up a good point, and, I don't know as much about, like I said, I don't know that much about the Supreme Court as some of the people do. If you really want a good, take on the Supreme Court, by the way, tune into the American Watchman Roundtable podcast. That's the second one I do. And my colleague on there, on that podcast, Gabe Icaboni, who also writes for American Watchman, he is really knowledgeable when it comes to Supreme Court. Sam plus beer equals possible nudity. Hey, Ludwig, what's up? Well, I can all say this. Only if you subscribe to my Patreon page, Ludwig. but you would have to subscribe to the to at least the $15 tier for that to happen. Well, heck, Esky was willing to give me 50 the other. No, Sam plus what it should really say where I hurt everyone else's feelings. So here's what I will say about the Supreme Court though, and I think the people who are watching this are pretty even keeled, but I've noticed a lot of conservatives on Twitter uh, are all gung ho about, oh, with this new Supreme Court pick and what Trump's doing, we may actually finally be able to get rid of Roe v. Wade. And the truth of the matter is as far as I can see it, even though I'm pro-life, morally speaking, I know that we're not going to get rid of Roe v. Wade. Okay, we're just not. I think I think that bell has been rung already, and it can't be unrung now. I think what pro-life people should do, and I've said this all along, what pro-life people should do is really educate people on abortion and whatnot. But I don't see it going away. I don't see it getting repealed federally. Are you kidding me? We've got, this country is almost to the point, of course, now that Trump is in office, this might not happen, but, less than 2 years ago, we were all debating, making transgendered bathrooms a thing nationally. Are you kidding me? If 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 we were this close to making transgendered bathrooms a thing, there's no way that we're going to go from that to all of a sudden deciding to repeal Roe v. Wade as a society. Leave it to the, leave that to the individual states to decide. Well, yeah, listen, I agree that Roe v. Wade is, weak as shit. It's also yeah. Yeah, absolutely. Abortion can be eliminated if fetuses can obtain the rights of a citizen. Yeah. Yeah, what Jeff and Ludwig both said is absolutely right. It's not going to go away. Okay? Here's how it's going to go away. First, we have to change people's mindset. Um, first and foremost. See, the thing with this is going to sound really weird what I'm about to say, although I think it's true. I don't think young people, especially I don't think young people or young women really understand the concept of abortion and what it is. I'm not saying that to be, condescending or either, but I think that young women are, and young men in in today's modern age are basically taught that, a, that, getting pregnant out of wedlock or something is pretty much the same thing as, you know, like getting a sunburn. And that getting an abortion is, just like getting like like a scab or a callus, scraped off at the doctor's office. They think it's pretty nonchalant. But I'm not saying that that's what I think, but I think that until more people actually realize that it's an actual human life, um, I think that's the only thing we're going to change things. The other thing is, and I hate to say this too, but a lot of the people who are, proposing getting rid of Roe v. Wade are Christian and religious groups. And as someone who has faith, I think that's good. Yeah, well, I'm doing this on an iPad because I guess that's what John does. So I really should have set up my mic for this and done this on my computer, but I just kind of decided it's fun to do these streams unpromptly sometimes. So, but yeah. So the Kavanaugh thing, I guess in general though, my whole thing about Kavanaugh is going to be conservative. Is he's the most conservative judge? Here's what would really impress me. And I don't know if SCOTUS has the power to do this, but what really needs to happen, I don't know if this would be in one of the circuit courts or not, but someone needs to go after Maxine Waters and all these libs who are saying who are basically inciting, violence among their supporters and saying that, Trump administration officials should be harassed in public simply for working for this president. That's really a big problem, honestly. So if Kavanaugh can, says something about that, like, we need to restore civility or something, then he'll definitely get my support. So, Mad Maxine Beyond Thunderdome, yeah, or Beyond, yeah, Mad Maxine Beyond Batshit Crazy. That's the appropriate title, I think. But let's see. Gabe is killing it in the AMA thing. Who runs Barter? Who runs Bartertown? Well, once his comedy career dies, I think Owen Benjamin will run Bartertown. Damn it! I said his name on stream, and I promised I would no longer invoke his name on stream either. But yeah. By the way, I guess I took. Yeah. Oh yeah. I said I said Voldemort's name. Yeah, I've actually started referring to him as Voldemort. So, and and in all seriousness, I do want to just say something because I know that I still have some bears who are subscribing. Uh, in all seriousness, at this point I really don't wish Owen any harm. I think I've made it pretty clear that I disagree with him in the way that he's, I really disagree, and with the way he's, gone about things, and I wish he would at least, have the decency to return my emails or something when I tried to. Here's the bottom line. I said this in a stream a few months ago, but you know what? Screw it. I'll say it again because people keep asking me. The reason I'm so pissed with them is because okay, yeah. Welcome, Death Therapy, P-Bear. Yeah, wouldn't that be funny if the thing of it is I actually like bears as like an animal, and so the bear thing kind of made sense to me, but yeah. Um, the bottom line is, the bears can't be too upset with me. Well, first off, I think the bears, I actually think the bears have forgotten all about me because yesterday in Nick Apollo's stream on YouTube, there were a lot of them. I think they must be new. But a lot of them were talking to me and asking me, well, have you heard of Owen Benjamin? And I pretended to no. And they're like, oh, well, you know. And so they were like, oh, well, you should join. It's a good community. And I'm like, nah, I'm good. I've already got enough sort of community. So yeah, here's the bottom line. Oh, Owen's reactions to the Danger Zone, what Wicket's right, was really dishonest. Not only that, but a couple of the bears were like, my whole biggie was when Owen made fun of that disabled comedian a few months ago. I was. I mean, I can take a lot of jokes, but the thing is, they weren't even jokes. They were just mean comments that weren't really even funny. And so I tried to reach out to Owen and say, hey man, I don't think this is, I don't think this is funny. And I'm concerned. I think you're kind of spiraling out. And, then I got the bears saying, oh, well, you're just an SJW hater. Really? You want to call me an SJW just because I disagree with your leader? So, and the thing it is too is now that Nick Apollo is doing his own podcast too, I think a lot of bears are actually, leaving. And going over to his Patreon. And the funny thing is, I know that Nick DePaul actually likes Owen Benjamin Allwhite. I don't think Nick is fully aware of the whole Eric Nimber thing either. I don't think. See, I think if more people in the public eye other than the Bears knew about Nimmer, they wouldn't be so, happy with Owen. But, you know, in all honesty, for the sake of Owen's kids, I hope he gets his act together. And if he ever does want to come around and, you know, and apologize to the Danger Zone, I know that Brian won't accept any apology from him, and I don't know if Christy would either, but I mean, if it were genuine, I would certainly be willing to, you know, watch on. Yeah. Nick Apollo is the OG politically incorrect beast from Tough Crowd. Yes, you are absolutely right. His podcast is $7 per month, and I want to subscribe, but I'm not in a position to do so right now because, well, I'm subscribed to Milo's podcast, which I think I'm going to cancel in the next year because he's missed like 3 months and then keeps getting fill-ins. And plus, I don't know, he's just not the same old sassy guy, you know, I used to like, but, you know, I don't know, I might keep his podcast subscription. I'm definitely getting rid of CRTV at the end of, you know, next year, so, you know, maybe I'll subscribe to Nick's podcast. By then, I definitely will because I would subscribe to his old ConnectPal one. So, and like I said, if any of you would be willing to support my podcast, you can go to patreon.com/Whitfield, and for as little as $1 per month, you can support my podcast. And you know, that's the entry level tier. And then you know, if you want to shout out once per month, you can do $5. If you want to, if you have a business and you want to, you know, advertise products or your services, then you can subscribe for $15. And if you want to become an executive producer, the cream of the crop for my show, then you can subscribe for $20. Hey, Wylan, I was just going over the plans for my Patreon here, but this is also an Ask Me Anything. So if you have a question that you'd like to ask me, whether it be topical or nonsensical, anything about me or unrelated, you can feel free to ask me. So let me know if what you got. Yeah, I'd give Mucho dinero, but I broke as a joke. Yeah, well, what we got you also a piano teacher too, so I mean, teachers don't make much money, so you know, just continue giving likes and, you know, spreading it around. So one of my friends, as a joke, was saying I should get that I should get a sugar mama, but you know, I don't know if I don't know if that's a good idea. Plus, you know, I don't know if Kate Quigley would be interested or not. So, is Brian banned? No. No, Brian should be able to get on. Why is he saying he's banned in the? Is he saying he says his posts don't show up? Let's see. Brian, if you are okay, ask Brian if he can at least watch this. Brian, if you can, I don't know why you would be banned. The only thing I can think is occasionally, I'll get users who, post spam like links to porn and shit like that. So I know that in cases like that, YouTube usually bans, bots. But no, Brian should be a fucking admin for this channel. I would go and check, but well, let me see if I actually can check this. On my YouTube settings. The weird thing is I've lost like 5 subscribers this past week. I don't know which ones, but it is a bit weird, I will say. I will say that. But no, if Brian got banned, I was certainly not the one that banned him. So I would never do that to to Brian. Brian's my buddy in more ways than one. So, alrighty. Ba-ba-ba. Yeah, I just went through all the settings on this app. Brian's my buddy. No, and then strategically drops Cameron Crutch. No, but well, no, he's not that kind of buddy. He wants to be, but I don't roll that way, pun intended. Now, if Christie's also my buddy though. So basically the entire everyone in the DC is my buddy. So is Gabe. Although Gabe's a great guy, but Gabe really doesn't even strike me that much as someone who you would give a hug to. He doesn't really seem like the hugging type of guy even. So not even a mouth hug. Yeah, well, if Gabe wanted a hug or a mouth hug or whatnot. That's one thing, but yeah. So that kind of proves my point. So Gabe doesn't give hugs. The blowjobs on the other hand. Uh, yeah, no, no. Here's the thing about Gabe. Gabe would be like a perfect guy to hire as like a bodyguard or something because he has the don't fuck with me or anyone else type of attitude. So especially if haters came around, bro jobs, Ludwig. So, you're a misanthrope. Make bro jobs great again. Yeah, well that's what Can is. That's what Cannabear is. You know, there to do too. We need to make Canada great again. That's what we don't what we don't what we that's what we really need. We need to make Canada. Well, we need to bring Canada, you know, to the U.S. So, and I think he's still dating Amethyst. I'm pretty sure, but I'm not sure. Before you guys ask. Danger Zone bro jobs are the best bro jobs. Let's see. Just for that, Meth Farmer. Welcome to the Mod Squad. Oh no, Gabe. Oh no. If he were if he were in our country, if he were in our own country, well, well, he would be living in my house with yours truly. That's probably the honest to God truth. He, he'd be he'd be wearing an amethyst for a hat and have no time for us. Yeah, that's probably true. Well, or you know, or he'd have his or he you know I would like to think of it more as you know if he's a bear, he would have his head stuck in a amethyst's you know honey pot like Winnie the Pooh. Uh, you know, gee, what a pleasant metaphor! What a pleasant image I just painted. But no, I don't know. Uh, I certainly think if he were here, he would certainly be able to. I mean, I'm pretty technical, but you know that kid knows his shit in terms of you know string and tech setup way better than I do. So it all comes from not having doors large enough. So who knows though? You know, who knows? Maybe Amethyst will get have you know living where she's living and you know maybe she and Canna will come down to here to Florida where the winters are much more mild. Although he is Canadian, so he probably doesn't mind the snow, but still. Uh, a cripple can dream. No, no. While unfortunately, I do not. You know, minus minus Christy and Kimmy and the rest of the wonderful Danger Zone ladies. But no, unfortunately, I do I do not this time. But who knows? Maybe that will change. So. But well, anyway, we've been doing this for about an hour, and we've got 7 likes so far, so that's pretty good, I think. I wish YouTube had the ability to, you know, show me who all was here. You know, like if they had the, you know, like on in Yahoo Group Messenger. I don't know if that's even a thing anymore, but I'm don't 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 do it, Jolly. Don't jump. Your life is worth it. Hey, Alana. How are you? Let's see. I've also decided that Jolly Roger needs a legitimate pirate ship. Why? Because he just does. Oh, Alana just got home from a birthday party and have a headache. Well, sorry to hear that. You know, I'm not sure. I'm sure that looking at a screen probably isn't what you want to do right now if you want to, you know, if you have a headache. But I appreciate you tuning in anyway. Yeah, with flamethrowers. Oh yeah. If if we can get enough money to you know, start my podcast, eventually one of the funding goals I want is you know, to get Jolly a pirate ship with a flamethrower. It'll probably be highly illegal, but uh, well, or yeah, or well, or you just like my show, or in my live streams. Not that this is really a show, but this is an informal. This is an informal thing, and Ludwig with the jokes over here. So start a GoFundMe for a new tractor slash pirate ship. Yeah, that I. It seems to me like people can start like GoFundMe's for like annoying, you know, for like really annoying and inconsequential stuff. But anytime someone, you know, who actually has like a, you know, legitimate creative endeavor wants to set up like a Patreon account or something, you know, very few people subscribe to them. I don't know. It could just be me. But anyway, well, we've done over an hour impromptu, which is pretty good. So, you know, I might be back later tonight. But you know, I think for now this is pretty good. Thanks for your questions and thanks for keeping me entertained. And I'll talk at you guys down the road.